forgot your phone.
Just throw it to me.
Right, I throw it, you drop it, your screen's cracked, and it's my fault because it was a bad throw.
Could you just hit the mute button?
Kids, shh, keep it down. Tracy's had a rough night. Kids, Tracy is going to be staying with us for a little while, unless you feel like you wouldn't be more comfortable at a hotel.
No, I want to stay here with you, please.
For how long?
Open-ended.
Do Rocco and I have to share a bathroom with her?
I'm not in the habit of sharing a bathroom with anybody.
Then use one of the million you have in that mansion you live in.
I would, gladly, but I've been kicked out.
They actually kicked you out? I wonder why.
Charlotte, Tracy is our guest, and I expect you to treat her as such.
I need some help with my French homework. Come on.
Don't they go to school?
Today is an in-service day, so they're off.
Well, at least I won't have to deal with their cacophony tomorrow.
Okay, before you start settling in and sending out change of address forms.
The air in Port Charles doesn't just hold the chill of the approaching autumn. It crackles with the electric tension of 1,000 unspoken truths. In a town built on lies, legacies, and long-buried sins, a secret is not merely a piece of hidden information. It is a currency, a weapon, and a ticking time bomb. On October 27th, the fragile facades that protect the powerful, the innocent, and the damned will begin to fracture. Everyone has a secret, but in Port Charles, no secret is safe forever. The Quartermaine Mansion, a legacy of lies. The gilded doors of the Quartermaine Mansion have never successfully kept the chaos out, but today, they strain to contain the turmoil brewing within. Tracy Quartermaine, presiding over the dinner table like a queen over a court of dissidents, senses the discord. Her eyes, sharp and Miss-Little, dart from her nephew, Ned, who has only recently reclaimed his identity after a bizarre amnesiac stint as Eddie Main, to his wife, Olivia, whose smile is a little too bright, a little too forced. Ned's secret is one of omission. Fragments of his life as Eddie, the grimy bars, the unshackled freedom of rock and roll, the connection to a simpler, less burdensome existence, still whisper to him in quiet moments. He hasn't told Olivia about the pang of loss he feels for that man. He hasn't confessed that sometimes, in the middle of a board meeting, he hums a chord progression under his breath and feels the ghost of a guitar strap on his shoulder. This secret is a quiet rebellion against the destiny he was born into, and it creates an invisible wall between him and the wife who fought so hard to get Ned back. But Olivia has a secret of her own, one that burns with a fiery, immediate panic. A single, innocuous-looking envelope, hidden beneath a stack of linen in the hall closet, holds a document that could shatter her brother's life. It's a preliminary paternity test, commissioned by a mysterious third party concerning Dante Falconeri. The results are damning, and they point to a man other than Sonny Corinthos as his biological father. Olivia discovered it by accident, and the weight of this knowledge is crushing her. Does she tell Dante, appending his entire understanding of himself and his volatile relationship with Sonny? Does she confront her mother, the late Lena, in her prayers, demanding to know the truth? Or does she bury it, allowing the lie to continue for the sake of peace? Her secret is a landmine, and every step she takes feels perilous. Across town, that landmine's future trigger, Dante, is wrestling with his own hidden demon. His secret is not on paper, but etched into his psyche. Since his ordeal with pikemen, a certain sound, the specific screech of tires that echoes a gunshot, sends him into a tailspin. He's hidden it from Sam, from his kids, from everyone. He'll clench his fist under the table, dig his nails into his palm, and focus on the pain until the wave of panic passes. He's a Falconeri, a Corinthos by upbringing, a man defined by his strength and control. To admit this vulnerability feels like a betrayal of his very identity. But the secret is festering, making him distant and irritable, and Sam is starting to notice the light in his eyes dimming at unpredictable moments. The Corinthos Empire, a throne of deceit. At the helm of his empire, Sonny Corinthos believes he is the master of all he surveys, including the truths of those around him. He is wrong. His wife, Carly, is keeping a secret that strikes at the very heart of their partnership. It isn't about another man. It's about the foundation of their power, money. A recent, aggressive audit by the IRS, one that seems suspiciously well-informed, has uncovered a discrepancy in the books of the Metro Court, a discrepancy Carly herself created months ago during a high-stakes negotiation with a now-defunct shell company. She cut a corner, buried a payment, and believed it was lost to the chaotic tides of their financial wars. Now it has resurfaced, threatening not just the hotel, but potential criminal charges. To tell Sonny is to admit a flaw in her otherwise impeccable business acumen and to invite the storm of his protective and often destructive fury. She is trying to fix it alone, a solitary general on a secret battlefield, but the walls are closing in. Their son, Michael, is orchestrating a secret of his own, one born of a cold, calculating fury. He has never forgiven Sonny for the death of his biological father, A.J. Quartermain, and the ember of that hatred has been smoldering for years. Now he has a plan. In a secure, encrypted file on a tablet he keeps locked in a safe at his apartment, Michael has been meticulously buying up small, seemingly insignificant shares of Corinthos-owned enterprises through a labyrinth of offshore holdings. He is quietly building a weapon, a stake large enough to challenge his father's control. It's a corporate coup disguised as an investment strategy. His secret is one of patience and vengeance, and he believes the end, freeing his family from Sonny's toxic shadow, justifies any means. He hasn't even confided in his wife, Willow, whose own gentle spirit would surely be horrified by the depths of his bitterness. Willow, meanwhile, carries a secret of the heart. During a recent scare with one of the children, she found solace and unwavering support not just from Michael, but from her ex-husband, Chase. In a moment of shared vulnerability, a look passed between them that was more than just friendly concern. It was a flicker of what if. She has buried the memory, ashamed and confused. She loves Michael, she is committed to their family, but the ghost of that simpler, less complicated connection with Chase haunts her. It's a secret she will likely take to her grave, but it has introduced a subtle distance between her and her husband, a distance that Michael, in his obsession with his own secret project, has failed to notice. General Hospital, where healing and hypocrisy collide. Within the sterile, fluorescent-lit halls of General Hospital, the healers are hiding the most profound wounds. Dr. Hamilton Finn seems to be holding himself together, but it's a performance worthy of an award. His secret is in a vial tucked into the back of his bathroom cabinet, behind the old bottles of cough syrup. It's a prescription sedative, one he's been taking to silence the relentless, screaming grief over the loss of his daughter, Violet's mother, Hayden, and the more recent, chaotic trauma surrounding his brother, Jeff. He presents a face of stable recovery to the world, to Violet, and especially to his ex-wife, Elizabeth, but the pills are a crutch he can't bear to live without. He's a doctor self-medicating a broken soul, and the hypocrisy is a poison almost as potent as the grief. Elizabeth Weber is trapped in a secret of her own making. For months, she has been anonymously receiving small, unsettling gifts. Not threatening, but deeply personal. A vintage copy of a medical textbook she'd mentioned loving in passing years ago, a single white carnation left on her car windshield, a playlist of songs that were theirs during her long-ago whirlwind romance with Lucky Spencer. At first, she thought it was charming, perhaps even Lucky himself, reaching out. But the timing is always off, the knowledge too intimate. She hasn't told anyone, not Finn, not her brothers, out of a mixture of embarrassment and a creeping, cold fear. Is she being stalked by a ghost from her past? Her secret is a silent scream, one she swallows every day, making her jumpy and distant. At the nurse's station, Epiphany Johnson's successor, a brilliant but enigmatic nurse named Simone, smiles warmly at patients. No one knows that she is the illegitimate daughter of a notorious Port Charles crime lord from the 90s, a man everyone believes died in a warehouse fire. She changed her name, forged her records, and came here to escape the legacy. But now, a figure from that old life has found her, and the anonymous texts have started. Daddy's little girl can't hide forever. Her secret is a monster from the past, and it has just tracked her to her new sanctuary. On the picturesque cliffs of Greece, the facade of the Spencer heir is beginning to crumble. Nicholas Cassadine is dead, and with his death, Laura Collins believed her son, Lucky Spencer, had finally found a measure of peace, returning to Port Charles to reconnect with his children. But Lucky carries a secret so dark it shadows his every smile. He wasn't just tracking a case in Europe. He was hunting a man, a human trafficker who had evaded justice for a decade. He found him, and in a moment of blinding rage, in a damp alley in Prague, Lucky didn't arrest him. He killed him. It was swift, brutal, and entirely off the books. He tells himself it was justice, that the world is a better place. But the memory of the man's lifeless eyes haunts him. He has come home seeking the light of his family, but he fears he has become a monster they can never understand. How can he hold his son, Aiden, with hands that have taken a life in cold blood? His brother, Spencer, believes his own secrets are buried with his father. He doesn't know that Esme Prince, the mother of his child, has a secret that could redefine their entire family unit. She has been having vivid, terrifying flashes of memory. Not of her crimes as the manipulated pawn of Ryan Chamberlain, but of a childhood before the conditioning. She remembers a kind-faced woman singing her a lullaby, a woman who is not Heather Weber. She is secretly scouring online databases and public records, trying to find this ghost from her past. If her true parentage is not what she's been told, then who is she? And what does that mean for the person she is becoming? This secret is a quest for identity, one that could either redeem her or plunge her back into darkness. And then there is Trina Robinson, the moral compass of her generation, who is hiding a truth that threatens to derail her future. Weeks ago, during a high-stakes internship, she made a small, almost imperceptible error in a legal document. She caught it immediately and corrected it, with no harm done. But the senior partner, a notoriously difficult man, had already seen the initial draft and blamed his own assistant, a young woman named Chloe, who was subsequently fired. Trina stayed silent, terrified that speaking up would cost her her own coveted position and disgrace the family name her mother has worked so hard to build. She carries the guilt like a stone in her stomach. She sees Chloe in the coffee shop, dejected and struggling to find new work, and feels like a fraud. Her secret is a stain on her integrity, and it's a stain she is desperately trying to wash clean in private, all while maintaining a perfect front for Spencer, who sees her as the one purely good thing in his life. October 27th, the day the walls begin to crumble. On this day, these secrets will not all explode, but their fuses will be lit. A misplaced phone call will lead Olivia to believe the paternity test has been sent to Dante, sending her into a frantic, desperate race against a truth she cannot control. A cryptic comment from Michael to Carly about unstable foundations will make her suspect he knows about her IRS troubles, forcing her hand. A concerned Violet will innocently ask Elizabeth why her dad has sleepy candy in his bathroom, creating a ripple of panic that will reach Hamilton Finn's ears. The figure from Nurse Simone's past will step out of the shadows and into the hospital lobby. And Trina, unable to bear the weight of her guilt any longer, will type a resignation email, her finger hovering over the send button as she confesses her secret to the very partner who terrifies her. In Port Charles, the truth is not a comfort. It is a catalyst. It is the earthquake that levels the city, so it can be rebuilt. On October 27th, the ground begins to shake. Everyone has a secret, and by the time the sun sets, some of those secrets will have already begun to claim their first victims. Tune in for a day of stunning revelations, devastating confessions, and the moment Port Charles learns that the most dangerous thing in the world is a truth that can no longer be contained. The drama intensifies on General Hospital this week as fans brace for a wave of twists and emotional revelations. From Ronnie's explosive accusation to Portia's pregnancy bombshell and a major firing at Sidwell, the week of October 27th to 31st, 2025, promises non-stop intrigue in Port Charles. ABC's long-running soap dives deep into betrayal, secrets, and unexpected returns, with each episode delivering new turns that could change everything. Here's the full daily breakdown and what viewers can expect through Friday. Full weekly spoilers for General Hospital, October 27th to 31st, 2025. Monday, October 27th. Lulu receives upsetting news, and Nathan makes a promise he may not be able to keep. Portia and Trina share an emotional conversation, while Sidwell approaches Sunny in a tense scene that could end badly. Meanwhile, Gio turns to Emma for help as he faces a difficult decision. Tuesday, October 28th. Jason confronts Carly, but is it about her meeting with Valentine or something even deeper? Anna finally gets answers, but not all the truth. Curtis reels from the shocking news of Portia's pregnancy, and Nina plays dirty once again. Ned tries to reason with Tracy as tensions rise within the Quartermaine family. Wednesday, October 29th. Ronnie's stunning accusation sends shockwaves through Port Charles. Instead of blaming Tracy, she points fingers at someone completely unexpected. Britt and Elizabeth clash over hospital politics, while Lulu and Dante argue about family. Curtis has a tense meeting with Isaiah, and Nathan's warning could change everything. Thursday, October 30th. Jason's surprise for Britt leaves fans wondering whether it's romantic or dangerous. Tracy spirals as she drowns her sorrows, and Cody seeks legal advice for a mysterious problem. Sunny voices regrets about recent choices, while Justine puts pressure on Jordan to reveal long-hidden secrets. Friday, October 31st. Tracy and Lucy share emotional memories of Alan, but nostalgia quickly turns bittersweet. Brennan makes a mysterious proposition, and Drew faces another setback that could affect both his health and his relationship with Willow. Britt receives unexpected new orders, and Laura is left dismayed by a troubling revelation. Each storyline this week weaves into a bigger puzzle of deceit, love, and power plays. Ronnie's accusation could dismantle existing alliances and expose hidden betrayals. Portia's pregnancy throws Curtis into turmoil, complicating their already strained marriage. Meanwhile, Sidwell's decision to fire Dalton and bring back Britt sparks major shakeups at the hospital. Viewers can expect emotional confrontations and career-altering decisions, with several characters standing at personal crossroads. The Halloween episode on Friday promises a dramatic cliffhanger heading into November sweeps. Fan reactions and what to expect next.